selling your house because you're worried you won't find something to buy? I get it. The number of homes for sale today is low, but you may be limiting even yourself if you're not considering a newly built home. Check this out. Nationally, newly built homes make up 25% of the total for sale inventory right now. So if you're not looking at new homes, you may be cutting as much as 1 in 4 options out of your search. And when the supply of homes for sale is already so low, limiting yourself even more isn't your best bet. Not sold yet? Consider this. A new home has some pretty great benefits. You can tailor it to your unique needs from the ground up. This includes adding energy efficient features if you're looking to cut costs on your bills over time. And because everything is new, you'll likely find that there are fewer maintenance and repair needs up front. That's a big win because you want to give time to relax and just enjoy. So let's connect so you have an expert guide on what's available in our area today. Hi. My name is Christina Sison, and welcome to our home building seminar. I'm here to guide you through the process of building your dream home. Whether you're planning to tear down an existing property or looking for a lot to build on, we understand that embarking on a home building project can be overwhelming and stressful. I just wanted to introduce myself. I am a principal with Sisonhomes and Associates and an associate broker with Realty One Group. I've been licensed for 25 plus years in the industry and licensed in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. I'm also a member of the Northern Virginia Association of Realtors and a Lifetime Diamond awardee. And I love music, and I'm mother to my dear daughter, Savannah, out there in the picture. So, next screen. So, our program flow will be as follows. We will discuss right lots for a new home based on your specifications. And then what we need to do is that we are going to, I'll turn you over to our guest builder, our sale, Abbas Ramani, and of course, our construction lending speaker, Rob Ross of Intercoastal Mortgage. After that, we will entertain questions that can be answered at the end of our webinar. Next screen. That being said, okay, my biggest goal is to find a team of experts to guide you through the home building process. We, as your real estate agents, take care of finding and negotiating for the right property lot for you. We do a comparative marketing analysis to make sure that you are buying a good lot or even analyzing the value of your property right now so that they can assist the builder and also the lender in finding the right fit and answer some challenges and considerations when building your house. Help you also stay organized and be on a budget. So, that being said, the builder can assist you with building your dream home. And again, the lender will secure the best financing options catered to the best construction financing applicable to you. Next. So, for builder and finance expertise, again, I said we'll connect it with RSL builders who will have the floor later. And of course, our finance expert, Rob Ross, who will guide you through the financing process. Next. That being said, there's a lot of questions about locating lots that match your specific preference and desired neighborhood. So maybe after this call, what we can do is we can do a one-on-one meeting, sit down and really talk about your specific preference. Like some people, they want to stay in the Bethesda neighborhood or McLean neighborhood, Arlington, or even far away as far as Gainesville. We want to make sure that your financing aligns with your requirements. And of course, the lot is buildable. So whether you choose to tear down, newly build, or renovate your existing property, we can guide you through that process. That being said, next screen. Abbas will be available to discuss the building process in detail because once we evaluate the lots to ensure they're suitable for your needs, we have to have an engineering group that makes sure that the property is buildable. That being said, I would like to introduce Abbas Ramani. He is licensed engineer, builder, and has 26 years of experience in the DMV area. Abbas, take it away. Abbas, I can hear you. Can you unmute yourself? Sorry, technical difficulties. Rowie, can you unmute Abbas, please? Go ahead,
Hi,
Abbas.
yes, thank
Hi.
you so much. Thank you. I'm Abbas Rouhani. I'm a professional engineer. I'm a licensed builder. I have, as Christina said, I have 26 years experience in different part of construction industry. I have experience in designing mechanical and plumbing for different building types. In last 14 years, I have built several single families, some factories for multifamily houses in this area. I'm the owner of engineering company named Engineering, and I have a chocolate labradoodle named Kobe. I work with
Okay.
Ideal Tile Kitchen and Bath Design Center. The owner of Ideal Tile Kitchen and Bath Design Center is my brother. We have all the meeting there in Ideal Tile Kitchen and Bath Design Center. My client can choose their tile, their cabinets, and all the finishes. Or meeting usually take place in Ideal Tile Kitchen and Bath Design Center. Holstrom Associate is interior design company. They design all or plans and also interiors. Also, the engineering does a structural plan and civil engineering part of our work. RCL is a custom home builder since 2014. There's several steps in building a house. To start is fashion your dream. At the beginning of the process, long before construction phase, you need to start fashion ideas and elements that you envision for your perfect homes. You have to collect photos, tear sheets to completed houses, begin to outline preferences regarding architectural style, room functions, design elements, product features, and lifestyle requirements. You have to research the area to see, what is the demographics, what is the market trends, zoning, what is the zoning requirements. Also, when you're looking in different part of the area, you have to see if the utilities and transportation is available or no. The most important part of building process is determining the budget. You have to determine the amount of money you have available to build a home. You have to consult with the financial advisor and a builder to create a realistic budget. Determine the financing option available to you. Finding a lot, you have to work with Christina to find a lot that fits your budget. When you find a lot, you have to talk to a civil engineer to see if the lot is buildable or not, if there is any evidence of RPA, floodplain, any environmental restriction is in the property. On the other hand, you have to find out if there is sewer and water available, or you have to go for septic and well. Also, based on that wish list you provided, you have to talk to to an architectural designer to see if you can build the house you're envisioning in this lot or no. After you make sure that the lot meets all your requirements, you have to purchase the lot. After you purchase a lot, you have to hire architectural designer. The architectural designer design the house based on the information you gathered as your wish list. There are some limitation on the amount of lot coverage or maximum height of the building. Architectural designer is responsible to take care of those requirements, to make sure their design is according to the local and national codes. The next step would be hiring a civil engineer. This civil engineer design your civil plan. In your civil plan, you can see the location of the house on the lot. Also, you can see the slope of the grade around the house. You can see the walkway, driveway, shape and size of the walkway, shape and size of the driveway. And also if there's any stormwater management requirements or related design. Next step would be hiring a builder. When you are looking for a builder, you have to make sure that they're willing to work with you directly and can answer all your questions truly. Make sure they are well experienced in their profession. Choose someone who is reliable and good communicator. They care about, it is important, that they care about the quality of material they use, and also they have previous clients, satisfied previous clients. The other important point is if they use quality trades persons. Sorry. So during construction, the most important thing you have to do is buying builder's risk insurance. Builder's risk, you, as soon as something installed in your house, it's going to be your property. Builder's risk take responsibility of anything happens on whatever has been which has been installed in your property. Like if God forbid, fire, lightning, hail, explosion, vandalism, all this is going to be covered by builder's risk. Building process is a difficult and rewarding process at the same time. As the owner, you have to choose all the, you have to do all the selections from the type of the door handles, type of the light fixture, plumbing fixture, finish up the floors, tiles, paint, everything should be selected by you. You have to do the selection in a timely manner. The building process is a different speed for its various stages. At the beginning of the process, you have a very speedy process. Where you go to the end of the process, you cannot see the different in every day. In first couple of months, you see from scratch, you have a whole building, then in next 4 or 5 months, you do not see that much. It takes, a lot of effort, and it takes a lot of time to finish a house. The most important thing is to do not interact with the contractors. It makes a lot of confusion, and it makes the process more difficult. County inspection are very important. They ensure that the construction project meets requirement of local and national codes. Hiring a third-party inspector is always an option if you would like extra validation moving forward. Do's and don'ts. Don't overbuild or underbuild the structure. What does it mean? It means that your house should be comparable with the houses which are in the market on that neighborhood. Christina can help you to see the comp, to choose a proper size. The specification, one part of the contract document is a specification. The most important part of the contract is a specification. A specification needs to be reviewed truly, and it is important for you to allocate a lot of time for reviewing the specification. You have to do all the changes, all the selections. Changes are expensive after selections are made. So put a lot of time on selections. There is no large number in upgrades. There are a lot of upgrades. You can upgrade the type of the tile, the door handle, the type of windows, the type of insulation, but you have to stick to your budget. They adds up. You do not have, in a construction process, usually you do not have, $80,000 change order. Usually you have 200 here, 400 there. It's at the end of the project, because the number of the item you're able to upgrade is too much. You get a big amount of charge there because of the small upgrade you make. One of the most important thing is that you have to pay attention to consistency of the choices. Crown molding, cabinets, fireplace front, paint and finishes of hardwood should be in consistency with the style. For example, try to do not mix and match the style. Don't choose something modern for the cabinets and something very ornated for fireplace surround. So in our civil engineering, we do the design, civil engineer, and construction with a team of professionals. It is one-stop shop. We have turnkey contract, the possibility of turnkey contract. When we give you a price, the price will not change if you do not change anything throughout the process. We have several walkthroughs, during roughing. We have walkthrough after roughing, before covering the house, installing the drywall. We have walkthrough in before finishing the house, we have another walkthrough. We get in each walkthrough, we get list of items you need attention on, and we get back to you. In turning a contract, as I told you before, the total cost of the construction is the same, providing you do not change anything from the specification. For site work, the cost of the construction, if you do not change anything, is not going to change. But there is another thing related to the site. For example, if the site is on public sewer or septic, what is the design of the septic? This sort of item which is related to site, this may change. So the cost of the site work is as budget. You can manage it, we can manage it, or we can put it as a part of contract.
Okay.
Contract consists of four important part of documents. We have a construction contract, which shows that what is the total cost of the contract, how long it is going to take, what is the contract terms. A specification shows what sort of material goes in each specific room. For example, in library, if we have built-in, crown molding, ceiling effect, even what sort of knobs goes on the built-in, it comes in the specification. So the specification is very important. The other document is floor plan, which shows the sizes. The floor plan does not talk about the details of the items goes each room. And warranty booklet. We have 10 years warranty for a structural, which everybody should have. We have factory warranty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. Factory equipment for warranty, right? But I think, Abbas, what's nice about this is that what's nice about this is you can do the site work, you can do the civil engineering and construction at the same time. So if you have a lot in mind that you wanted to show, so I said, okay, you wanted a lot in Vienna or somewhere in Fairfax or Clifton. We go there, we go look at the lot, see if it's viable, and then we have a civil engineer that can actually look at the lot and say, hey, this is buildable, and that should help. So it's all one package. I just wanted to say that. And then go ahead, Abbas. Yeah. um, I think he's on mute. If you can have him unmute, please. Um,
Yeah, I'm sorry. And so
yeah.
have warranty booklet. We have 10 years warranty for a structural. We have factory warranty for appliances and equipments, and also we have 1 year warranty for the rest of the elements of the houses.
Correct.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Abbas. Abbas has built houses for my clients, and I really like the very specific work ethic that he has in terms of making sure specifications are laid out, the contract terms, there's no surprises at the end, and you're not scared that the builder's going to run away because they've been in the industry for 26 plus years in this area. That being said, Abbas, thank you so much. Now we are heading over to a very important part of our webinar, which is how to finance your build, your custom home, whether you want to tear down or you wanted some a brand new house, and how that process looks like. Again, as I've said, this is just an introduction to how to build your own house. But again, this is really nice because this is introduces you to the process. That being said, I'd like to welcome Rob Ross on the on our call. Hi, Rob. Please unmute Rob, please. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. It didn't seem like it was letting me. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Hope everybody's well. Yeah.
I do have the presentation that I'm happy to share from my screen.
Yeah.
I think that was the
If you can
plan.
share the screen, yes. You could
Perfect.
share your screen.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay.
And let me know that you can see it.
We can see it very well. Mhm.
Perfect. So, Christina, thanks for having me, and very excited to present tonight on construction lending. And I'll go through my PowerPoint presentation here. And if there's any questions, please drop those in the chat, like Christina said, and we will answer those to the best of our ability. My name is Rob Ross. I am the Executive Vice President and Production Manager here at Intercoastal Mortgage, a local company based out of Fairfax, Virginia. And we're just going to talk through the basics of construction lending. CP stands for construction perm and renovation options with Intercoastal. Just a little bit about me, so you know who's the guy speaking into the microphone here. My name is Rob Ross. I'm the Executive Vice President and Head of Production for all of Intercoastal Mortgage. I'm on my 22nd year and counting in the industry. October 6th will be year 23, so heading that way. I helped start a previous company, which has merged into the current company. Potomac Mortgage Group back in 2009 was one of the founding partners of the company. My career closings are over 1.8 billion, heading towards 5,000 loans closed. Been a member of the Mortgage Bankers Association National Board in 2020 through 2022. Teams in the top 1% nationwide since 2001. Two amazing kids you can see in the photo there. Robbie just turned 15 this past weekend, and Emmy's 10. My personal hobbies I'll show down there: basketball, sports collecting, poker. My hidden talent is I help real estate agents close more deals. So that's a hidden talent of mine through our lending capabilities here at Intercoastal. These are the key states that we lend in. We are adding the entire West Coast from Washington, Oregon, and California over the next several months, but that'll be done before year end for sure, possibly the next 2 months, but pretty much an East Coast dominant lending footprint. Why Intercoastal and the Ross Group? We feel our team is second to none. We truthfully have 7 days a week dedication to our clients with my team, which we'll see on the next slide. We do specialize in purchase loans, refinances, construction loans, bridge and portfolio products. We're going to focus only on construction loans today. Everything's in-house. So in-house processing, underwriting, closing, post-closing. We have a dedicated team manager to my team. So when you work with a company such as ours and a team such as myself, you're going to have a dedicated processor and closer that works specifically with you throughout the process to make it a very smooth process. We're the largest privately held mortgage company in the DC metro area as well. These are my team members. I'm not going to talk about each one of them, but we will make sure you have a copy of this presentation if you would like one. And if you do work with our team through a pre-approval process, you'd likely be talking to the two gentlemen at the top, Chris Carney, senior loan officer who's been with me 10 years, and Alec Gagne, another senior loan officer who's been with me 7 years at this point. One thing before we get into the construction lending side, little Happy Gilmore illustration there on the screen. But we are one of the few companies nationwide that have what's known as a soft credit pool. In fact, there's only 6 companies nationwide that allow for a true soft credit pool now. And what that means is it literally does not affect your credit or lower your credit. to have a mortgage application put into process with our company, which is absolutely free. Some consumers have the fear, and I wouldn't even say fear, but the hesitation of they're not necessarily sure if they're ready to go through the pre-approval process. And for whatever reason, they're worried about their credit being pulled. This alleviates any of that with our company. So we're going to talk, as you can see here, about construction financing. And we'll give you a few photos here. So you can see Lee Trevino, a golfer here, not so happy right there because the house has a lot of work to be done. And we're going to help pay and use our draw schedule to do the demolition of the home. And then your builder, such as the great builder we have here with us tonight, is going to construct this home for you until you are very happy at the end and you have your home built and the landscaping done and you've moved into your new home with the help of Christina and her real estate team guiding you with the builder throughout the whole process. And how do we do that? It is called a construction loan. Not all companies do construction loans. For example, if you polled 100 companies, family feud style in the DC metro area, only about 5 of those companies will actually do construction loans. So it's a very unique niche product. And I would say out of those 5 companies that do construction lending, there's only 2 or 3 that I would say do it well. We are obviously one of those as the top construction lender in the DC metro area. And the reason a lot of folks are doing this right now is it's a competitive market. So if you already own a lot or have a lot in mind, you can build a home on it. If you don't already own a lot, they can help you. Christina can help you find a lot, or it might not even be a lot. It might be a home that you're going to tear down and rebuild, or it might be a resale that you're going to do a massive renovation to. Either way, it's known as a construction loan, and we can basically help you out with that. As we move into the next slide, construction financing options. And again, I just mentioned this, but you can buy a lot and build on it. You can tear down an existing home or do a renovation to an existing home. We do have a bridge loan department, which I'll talk about that at the end, because oftentimes folks are worried about buying the new home or starting the new construction project before selling their existing home because all the money is tied up in equity in their current home. The product itself is an interest only during construction. And what that means is whatever your outstanding balance is on a monthly basis for your construction loan, we're only billing you the interest only portion. So our job and our goal is to keep your payments as low as possible during the construction and then convert that into your principal and interest, more traditional loan once your home's built. So it's a 12-month fixed rate term with interest only payments. If you do have to go past 12 months on the build, some projects have, due to supply chain issues, have taken 14, 15, 16 months. We've noticed over the past few years, if it does go over 12 months, it doesn't mean we disappear. We're still in the project with you. We simply would do 6-month extensions and they are available on every deal. We don't pull out of the project until you've refinanced out of the construction loan and you're in your new home. So we're not going anywhere if you do go past the 12-month period. We do have very flexible guidelines on this, the most flexible in the area out of any construction lender. We do fund your builder incrementally, known as a draw schedule throughout the process. And when you settle on a mortgage with Intercoastal for a construction loan, we use a software called Built. And Built is a back office management system that your builder, your real estate agent, you yourselves as the consumer, my processing team, my team at Intercoastal, and my construction lending department. We have an entire department dedicated to your project and construction lending. Everyone has access to this system called Built, and you can log in at any time. You can see how much money you have left for your project. You can see what draws have been done. You'll be able to take a look on there and see the money being applied for certain things in the draw schedule. And then you'll actually see the inspections uploaded, making sure that all the work's complete. So it's kind of a nice one-stop place that you can go to upload docs and keep everything related to your project. General information, the current rate is 7.99 with a 1.25. This is based off the current Fed moves over the past 9 months at this point. I don't think it's any secret nationally that rates have edged up over the past 12 months, and construction loans are no exception to that. But once you get out of your construction loan, once your home's complete, you're going to have options for ARMs, fixed loans, 30-year, 20-year, 15-year, whatever you want to do, we can convert you into that new product. And those rates are in the high fives, low sixes at this point. So you have some better options there. Again, interest-only payments on the dispersed amount. We are going to disperse in the draw schedule. Borrowers can choose any standard loan product. So again, just like I mentioned, once you convert to that new once your home's built, we're going to allow you to convert into any type of loan you want to structure that into. And most closing costs are pretty much paid and waived when we convert you. So we don't charge lender fees. We don't charge points. We give you a credit at closing. We obtain reissue rates through your settlement company. So when you convert from your construction loan into what's known as your permanent financing, once your home's built, you'll have anywhere between $0 to a couple $1,000s out of pocket at that point. Very minimal. And honestly, it's oftentimes a few dollars. So next to nothing. So not costly to convert that out of the construction loan. Here's some loan to value ranges, and I'm not going to read through each one of those, but to give you an example, we'll do, say, a 75% LTV loan limit up to 1.5 million, as you can see there. We'll do 65s up to 2 million. These are our published guidelines because we legally have to have what are called published guidelines, but this is our loan product as a company. We fund it, we invented it, we made the guidelines. And our CEO has the authority and right to make exceptions to the guidelines if he sees fit. So we have done construction loans all the way up to 5 million. So even though it says 2 million here, we've done construction loans clear up to 5 million. And we've helped clients borrow 80% up to 1.6, 1.7 million. So there's flexibility here depending on the client's overall financial profile. And that's something that I'll work with each individual client on. So just because you see some numbers printed here, this is just a nice benchmark or some guardrails that we try to stay within, but we can always make an exception. And again, I'm not going to read through each bullet point here, but we'll go through the loan process. As we mentioned, has a draw schedule, which will be on one of the next slides to give you an example of how that might work. Once your builder completes any stage of the draw schedule, we are going, and those requests for the next draw being money paid to your builder so they can continue building your home and working on your project. Those requests can be made also through the system called Built that you'll have your login through. Upon receipt of that draw request, we're going to confirm via an inspection to make sure everything's done with your title bring downs from the settlement agent. And we're going to notify all parties that the new draw is going to be released, and that will go to your builder. Intercoastal Mortgage we ask you to allow 48 to 72 hours for the next draw of your payment to come through. Let me just explain or assure you that that's the fastest in the market, and it's not even close. There are several other companies, as I mentioned, that do construction loans, and don't be surprised if some of these other companies, you put a draw request in, it might take them 30 days to get you your money. And that doesn't sound fun, and it's not fun, because during that 30-day period, guess what's happening on your project if the builder doesn't have money to continue? Probably not much. There's not much happening on your project with your home getting built if they don't have the money to build it. So Intercoastal, the Ross Group, we're never going to be a reason that your home doesn't get built. We're always going to be an advocate. We're always going to be your partner, and we're always going to make sure we're on time. That is something we pride ourselves on. And once we're done, we're going to convert that to the permanent mortgage once your home's 100% complete. And once we have your occupancy permit issued by the jurisdiction you've built in. This is an example of a draw request. There's several line items here. These draws might be broken into 3 or 4. So we might take 3 or 4 of these together and make them one draw. But this is kind of an idea of just seeing how payments might break down between footers being poured, windows being installed, cabinets being installed, and completion or punch list at the end of the project. So just an example for you to look at. This is not anything specific to a home you've seen on screen here, but this is just an example draw schedule that we've seen and utilized in the past. Benefits of Intercoastal, like I said before, we have local underwriting, local loan administration. So right out of Fairfax County, Fairfax, Virginia, Jonathan Kennard is our Executive Vice President of Construction Lending. I've worked with Jonathan for 22 years. He has an 8-person team that works for him, and that's where we do everything locally. Flexibility that I mentioned earlier. If you don't fit perfectly into the guidelines of a lender or us, we can make exceptions. Efficiency and experience. We literally, my CEO 35 years ago he would say he invented the construction lending product, and he really did. He brought it to the company he worked for previously and has passed that on to our new company that we're with now. I've trained under the same CEO for 23 years, and he is really he was one of the top construction lenders in the United States for years. So you have the best of the best with Intercoastal and with the team that you have here on the call today. Bridge loan financing. I'm going to go through a few slides because many folks are looking at this saying, it's not possible for me to build because I own a home and a lot of the money's tied up in my existing home. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the truth. And it on many cases, it's very possible to utilize a bridge loan. Here's some bullet points on that. There's no need for contingency on your contract. So when you write a contract with the builder, they're not worried about you selling your existing home. We're going to use the equity in your departing property, being the home you're living in while your home's being built, and as your funds for down payment for the construction loan. If your home's previously been listed, that's absolutely okay. That's actually not okay for many cash out refinances through Fannie and Freddie. Your payments on that bridge loan are also interest only because, as I mentioned earlier, our goal is to keep your payments as low as possible during the whole process. Your payments don't include escrow, so you're going to get billed separately for your real estate taxes and insurance every 6 months. And the loan term for bridge loans is 6 months. And we're going to teach you how to obtain some financing with that. You have a traditional bridge loan where we can take up to a 75% loan on your existing home. A bridge loan is paid off when your departure property sells. So once you sell your property, you're going to pay that bridge loan off with us. Your proceeds can be used as a down payment for a new home. If you haven't sold that home within 6 months and you need another 6 months, we would simply refinance you into another 6-month bridge loan. Drawbacks: if you don't have enough equity in your departure residence, then you can't do a bridge loan. So that's pretty common sense there. And we will go to the next slide. So here's how a bridge loan works, and hopefully this animation comes through on the screen. We're going to take a traditional bridge loan. So if this is your departing residence on the right here, we're going to look at this and we're going to say your estimated property value is $600,000. And let's say you owe $320,000 on that. Where we are going to say that you have good equity of $280,000 right here. And we're going to lend you up to 75% of that. So that's where you have usable equity of $130,000, because we're going to take your $600,000 value. We're going to take 75% of that, which is $450,000. We're going to subtract out B, your existing lien or loan on the property. And that leaves us with usable equity of $130,000 that you could pull out of this such example to put as a down payment on your new home or on your construction loan. So there's your $130,000 as usable equity to help bridge the gap between building your new home. This is also known as cross-collateral bridge loan financing. This doesn't come into play as much on new construction because we're already giving you a construction loan on that. But if you did purchase a resale, and I'm going to skim through this one really quickly, you could use bridge loan up to 80% to purchase. So the same example as before, the same structure, I should say, except this is a purchase price of $800,000. In this example, we're doing the same thing. We're taking that $130,000. We're using that as your down payment. and we are basically lending you 80% of the new project. We would also lend 80% of the new project on a construction loan as you build a new home, or a renovation loan if you do a large scale renovation with the builder. So this is just an example of how we can utilize construction lending, an acquisition bridge loan, which we call a purchase bridge loan, a cash out bridge loan. We can utilize all of these things together. We could utilize them individually, but this is what we're basically going to be utilizing in order to help you with construction financing for your new home. And I believe once the animations go through there, that's the last slide. So I went through that pretty quickly because I want to be cautious of everyone's time as we're coming up on the 6 o'clock hour. And I'll give the screen back to Christina, but I'm here to answer any questions. I'm also happy to take phone calls and set appointments at any time to talk through any of what I just reviewed.
Thank you, Rob. I hope you have a good understanding of the home building process and be better equipped to make informed decisions as you move forward with your home building project or journey. We are here to assist you with the process. I know it's very stressful, but if you have the step-by-step, at least just the guidance on how you do it, I think you won't be stressed. And it's like, some people are asking me like questions like, Christina, I have a lot. I earn money. I have a lot. I own it free and clear in this area. It's worth $500,000. I don't owe anything. Can I build a house on it? So I think that's one of the questions that they're asking, like how much down payment? I told them that I'm not a lender, but I think you can use that as your equity to build your new house. Correct, Rob? So maybe as part of the questions, most of the people here in this call and the people who want to have a recording asked me, Christina, I just owe about 100,000 on my house. I like my location, so I want to have a builder build a house on top of it, tear down the existing house and build a good house, or just do that process. And I don't have the money because it's all tied to my equity. So how much will I need to cash out? And I told them, I don't think you do because you have that equity already. So I would like to turn you over to Rob to explain that more. Go ahead, Rob. Okay, he doesn't have a call. I cannot hear you. Sorry.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah, that works now.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, just as Christina said, and kind of those slides at the end showed from a bridge loan standpoint, is you're going to be able to use that equity in your current home. We're going to be able to pull that out, and tell me if I'm not answering the question here, and use that as a down payment towards your new home. So, many clients that don't have access to their checking and savings with regards to enough assets to put as a down payment, or they don't want to dip into their 401ks or retirement accounts because they don't want to pull that money out, then we're going to utilize the money in your existing home, the equity in your existing home, and we're going to utilize that in order to have a down payment for your construction loan. So that'll be the first money that your builder receives is going to be your actual money as cash out of your existing home as part of your down payment to get your project started on your new home. And then as we go through the construction lending process, we're going to use the draw schedules that we talked about earlier and the 80% that we funded on your construction loan to help fund that project through completion.
Okay, that's great. So as you can say that if you have enough equity on your property, come and talk to Rob and to me, and then we'll see what we can do. We can make it happen for you. Another question is, I think I got another question. How long does it take for the process from starting to find your lot, and maybe you have the design already, meaning the lot is suitable for building and we're finalizing the design? How long does that process take from that to completion? Maybe this is a question with Abbas. How long would the project take? Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So our contract is for 1 year. Usually, we are going to be ready in usually when client involved between 9-10 months. The process takes. If the client is not involved, if the selection is going to be done with us, it's usually around 8 months.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
From building permit. Usually, building permit takes around 4 months. Around 4 months.
Okay. So you're saying that from when we start envision this, let's say I have a lot in Vienna, I want to build a house there, my dream house. I'll meet with you, and then maybe to 3 to 4 months we can finalize the design, etc. You submit the site plan and civil engineering to the county, make sure it's approved. From that process to the construction, it's about 8 to 12 months, correct? Or even less, right? 8 to 12 months
Then
from the issuance of the permit.
eight, 9 to 10 months when
Mhm.
client is involved. When if the clients can do the all the selection on time, maybe we can do it less,
Here.
7-8 months. It's possible. We have done it.
Oh, 7 to 8 months, that's possible.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. So, yeah, so we have a lot of homes that Abbas has built in the area. As you can see, that he has been building here for 26 years. And thank you, Abbas, for doing this and, allowing our clients to have that opportunity to know how this process is. Because it's not as complicated as other people think. It's like, I need to have a lot of money to be able to build my own new house. But it's the same process as buying a resale. That's why in my introductory statement, I wanted to assure people that, hey, if you might want to consider building your new house. It might be a good step for you as well. Yeah. So any questions whatsoever? We have some questions. Rowie, we have these questions from another client. Hold on. Let me check the questions here in my chat. Hold on. It says, what are the what I said, how can are there any special considerations I should be aware of if I plan to build a home in a particular location, such as pool or large garage? Is that going to be a detriment? Um, Abbas, they're saying if there's any special consideration you should be aware
In
of if he
Fairfax,
wants to put up a pool.
yeah, yeah. In Fairfax County, you do not have a limitation on the amount of structure you're going to put on the lot. In Vienna, Arlington, you have this limitation that you cannot put more than, in Vienna, you cannot put more than 25% house and driveway. In Arlington, we have the same, more complicated calculation. So it depends on the location we are talking about. It needs more information. I cannot tell you if I cannot give you a general answer. It goes to the location, the actual location of the lot. It
It
should be.
depends on the setback, correct? So, like, for example, there's a lot and there's an RPA on the lot, so there's so much factors there, right? Because it affects the setbacks of the county.
It is just not setback. It is lot coverage in Vienna and Arlington County. We have the maximum amount of building and
Square footage.
driveway, the main building and driveway. We can put it on
Okay.
the deck. The size of the deck in Arlington County is like if you put a deck, it's the same as if you put a house. You see what I'm saying? So it is more detailed. It needs more detailed review. It needs more detailed answer. As a general rule, in Fairfax County, you do not have limitation on the size of the item you're putting on the lot. But for the rest, I have to review, case by case.
So even if it's a pool, let's say my client wants to put the pool at the back, you don't have restrictions on setback. Does that belong to a setback, to do a restriction on the lot coverage, like a pool, or no?
In different location, you have different limitations. In Fairfax County, you can put pool everywhere on the lot, providing it is not connected to the house. It means that if you have concrete around the pool, that concrete cannot be connected to the house. You can put everywhere. If that concrete is connected to the house, you can go to the setback maximum 5 feet.
Okay, got
So
it, got it.
you cannot expect expect a unique answer for all the location. It depends case by case and location of the lot.
Wow, good. So Rob, there's another question here. They're asking, how do I know if I can afford to build a new home or just purchase an existing home?
Just doing a basic pre-qualification. So taking the time to set a phone call with me to talk through what your goals are. That'd be about a 15 to 30 minute phone consultation. And then once we have that phone consultation, I'll be able to guide you and let you know, based on your financial scenario, whether building a new home or buying a resale is the best option. And it's not always one or the other. Sometimes you can qualify for either one, and sometimes you can only qualify for a resale. It's doing a construction loan is typically a little more advanced. It's not as common that I have a first-time home buyer use a construction loan, if you're asking my experience over 22 years, but it doesn't mean I haven't seen it. So I have had plenty of first-time home buyers have their first purchase be a construction loan.
Or they have a condo and they're moving to a family that they're building their first house. Usually.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't, but my point is this: each scenario is completely different. But doing a free pre-approval is really the only way to understand what you truthfully can qualify for. And that's why I started my presentation with the soft credit pull slide, to let you know that you can do that and it's not going to affect your credit.
Great. Yeah. Also, they wanted to, we also have a question for the builder. How does the warranty and maintenance process work? Because they've seen other people, the builders left them, even the house is not completed. They wanted to avoid that. So what would be their sort of like security and on that aspect?
We have in the contract, as a part of contract, we have booklet. Based on that booklet, we have 1 year warranty on all the house, separate from the structure. We have when we deliver the house, we deliver booklet which contains the name of the contractor, the phone numbers, and we have some if you review it, we have some rules that we have to answer you in such and such way. In that booklet, you can see what is the process we considered for calling for changes. Usually,
so there's a builder.
We do not have that much call for something. We did not have that much call in last, at least last 10-15 years. We did not have that much call for something urgent.
course, yeah, because you're reputable. I think what we're trying to say is that we have to have a reputable builder to guide you first, because there might be construction cost overruns and delays. That being said, Rob, how would you handle those as a lender related question, how do you handle cost overruns or delays during the construction process, if there are any? Um yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. So when we have a project, we typically, before we close, we'll build in a 10% to 15% contingency. So we'll build in a 10 to 15% overrun contingency on the front end. So if they use it during the process, if they need it, they have it. If they use it once they need it, they're just simply paying on the 10 or 15% that they're using as they're using it. Because remember, you're only paying on the outstanding balance of your construction loan as you take the draws. So if you get to the end of your project and you didn't have any overruns, you didn't pay any interest or any money on that extra. So we build in the contingency in case there is an overrun. If you go past the contingency, then you do sign a contract with any lender saying that you're responsible out of pocket for anything outside of a contingency. There is a rare occasion where a builder could come back and we could go back and redo the title work, get an appraisal that's completed subject to, and then we could add in the amount after the fact. That's a little bit more of a arduous process. But it is possible, and we have done that as well. So there's two different ways we protect you. One, the contingency reserve, and then two, the possibility to still go back and take more out after the fact.
So, are there any special programs or tax incentives for building energy efficient, sustainable home that you know of? I think this is for Abbas. Do you have any? Do you know of any incentives with the government, if any, using building energy efficient, sustainable homes, certifications?
We have energy star homes. Usually, uh, it is not the amount of money you have to pay in advance is not worth the investment. But
Yeah.
we have a lot of energy store features. We put it in the house usually as a standard
Mhm.
spraying foam on BAM boards. It is it's not that expensive, but it's one of the location you usually have leak of energy is BAM boards, or spraying foam under conditioned space, above the garage. If you have living space, we spray foam underneath it, add to the comfort of the house. Also, it is part of feature of Energy Star. I do not know any other.
Any other? Yeah. So that's just one of the questions. So that being said, I'd like to I wanted to tie up with people who have so much experience in the business. Abbas, I like, how many homes have you supervised for the past 20 years? Like, 100 or more? I
I
mean,
it should be around 80 to 100. I don't know. I don't.
yeah. So Abbas is pretty much building some homes now in McLean and Vienna. And they're wonderful. You might have seen them around, but this is a special offer to my clients, of course, to having a great builder, RCIL builders with us, and of course, Intercoastal with Rob Ross, and trying to get everything squared away. What we wanted to do is to have us as a one-stop shop, meaning, you want to build, you want to have a lot, you want to have a footprint, and making sure that it's buildable, it's all good. Then we can have the civil engineering in place, making sure we get your financing in place, all coordinated together, so your process is not as stressful or as difficult as what other people think. Because building a new home or building an existing or just buying a resale, I have two different options, but it depends on where it is, because you can if you build a house, let's say in McLean, you get the lot for a good price, then it might be more than how much it's worth when the market value sets in, because you build that house yourself, then you can probably have instant equity on that property, or just buy specific lot and just do an extensive renovation, coming preserving the footprint and getting to that direction. So there's just so many factors that we can do on that. So is there anything I would like to welcome the floor to my two colleagues here and see if we have some few words. I think we have our seminar. We sort of ended early, but I wanted to open the floor to Abbas and Rob. Abbas first, to see if you say a kind few words before we end the webinar. Um, Abbas, I just need to unmute you first. Can we unmute Abbas, please? Yeah.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I like building house. It is very difficult process, but it is really rewarding and exciting. You feel like you have all the power. You build whatever you want. It is very interesting process. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Please unmute Rob again. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks so much. I appreciate working with this panel. Like I said before, you have a real estate agent and a builder here that can literally help you build and find anything you're looking for with regards to a new home or resale, whatever. But they're going to help you, and you have a top-notch team. So if you're watching this and you're really looking for the right combination to help you achieve your goals of home ownership, I believe you found the right folks, and no need to look any further.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Abbas. So by the end of this seminar, we wanted to achieve that you should have a good understanding of how the home building process works. Again, it's just the tip of the iceberg, but we've tackled very major points on how this process would work. And I hope you are better equipped now to make informed decisions as you move forward with your home building project. Again, please contact us. Our phone number is listed. Contact Season Homes. We dream, we plan, we make it happen. Again, with Intercoastal Mortgage and our Steel Builders with the boss. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.